Hi guys, I'm introducing another new house on the channel, although I've spoken a little bit about one of the fragrances I'm going to talk to you about today, but today it's all about Moresque fragrances. Are you familiar with this house? We're talking about 6 fragrances from the Secret collection. There's 2 different collections, I believe, from this house, and I'm going to let you know what I think about 6 different fragrances from the Secret collection by Moresque. It's a rank list. If you're curious to learn about this house, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about Moresque fragrances. This is a house I discovered on my travels in Spain back in 2017. There was a department store in Madrid and I went and I saw the fragrances there, and I haven't really dug into the house up until now. And these fragrances were sent to me, and I'm going to tell you honestly what I think about them. There's a few that I really enjoy, some I like, and 1 or 2 I don't really care for whatsoever. And of course, as I said, this is a ranked list. And I have a link to Max Aroma in the info box. You can go find out about these fragrances, and if you're curious to buy, I guess they sell samples and also bottles there as well. So the first fragrance I'm going to talk to you about at number 6 is Modern Oud, this one right here. So this one to me is the least favorite of the bunch. It says it's Modern Oud, but it's quite a really boring fragrance for me. It smells pretty basic. It doesn't really do a lot for me, but it is a woody fragrance after all. It was launched in 2021. Features notes of cashmere wood, cypress, hinoki, oud, cypriol, lemon, tomato leaves, juniper berries, bergamot, water notes. So I feel like the whole combination is very safe, and I feel like it could have gone into a designer fragrance because it just doesn't do anything exciting for me. It's got lots of musky touches, and it also has a lot of woody touches, and the oud doesn't really shine. And this is a niche house. I wanted something not necessarily safe. I wanted something exciting, perhaps also a bit animalic, not over the top. But this particular fragrance seems very safe, and it's not the kind of fragrance I gravitate towards and wear over and over again. So if you like the idea of a safe oud fragrance, this might work out for you. But as I said, it's very safe and woody, and again, it's more woody than oudy, but you've got lots of aromatic touches thrown in here as well. And that watery note kind of makes it a lot safer, because anytime I see that water note come in, it just kind of goes kind of safe for me. Water is a kind of a safe note. It's easy. Everybody likes water. So when they throw it in a fragrance, it kind of makes it safe for everyone. So you might like this one, Modern Oud. We're starting off with Modern Oud. As I said, it's my least favorite of the bunch, and that's at number 6. All right, moving on to number 5, we are going with the fragrance Alma Pure. So this is an amber floral fragrance. This is the first of 3 different amber fragrances. The other 2 are much better for me. This one's okay. It's not a fragrance I would really gravitate towards, but I don't hate it as much as I hate the Modern Oud. This one features notes of May Rose, Blackberry, Cassis, White Musk. It's got Champagne Accord, Linden Blossom, Birch, Amber, and Patchouli. A lot of stuff is going on. And first of all, it's a very floral fragrance, and you definitely experience that fizziness of the Champagne Accord here. Definitely, when you wear it, it's almost like you're drinking wearing it in this case, a champagne with flowers. So, you know, champagne, wine, and things like that have, you know, kind of ingredients or notes that you can pick up from drinking it. Here in this particular fragrance, it's almost like you're wearing a kind of a floral champagne. But there's definitely the idea of amber that comes in, kind of warms up the fragrance. Definitely light, very light smoke in here, and then also some earthiness from the patchouli. It's not as bad as Modern Oud. Modern Oud was very boring to me. Like I couldn't even think about wearing it because it just doesn't do it for me. With Alma Pure, it's more about taste, and I've put it here at number 4 because even though there's a lot going on here, it's not my typical style of fragrance. So that's why I'm putting Alma Pure here. Let me know if you're a fan of this house, as I said, and if you enjoy Modern Oud and or Alma Pure, which is at number 5. because I've ranked those pretty low here. Alright, I think everything after 4 is a little more exciting than number 5 and number 6. And number 4 is Scarlet Rouge. It could be tied with number 3, but I put it here. It definitely leans a little more feminine. And this is the fragrance I featured in a few videos recently. I featured it in a cherry fragrances video and something else. It also has a bit of a makeup vibe as well. And they mentioned there's cherry blossom in here. For me, I'm getting the fruits. Definitely has that cherry fruitiness. Not as strong as something like Lost Cherry, but definitely the idea of cherry fruits, and the blossom is in here. I would call this a floral gourmand. So it's a very like floral take on a gourmand fragrance. It's got dried fruits, coconut, milk, jasmine, white flowers, vanilla, warm spices, cherry blossom, Taif rose, precious woods, amber, musk, tonka, and sweet almonds. A lot's going on. I like this idea that they always throw in almonds whenever there's a cherry note in a fragrance, and definitely you experience it here. And as I said also, there's definitely that kind of feel or effect of makeup. Like it's like a makeup with cherries and flowers. So if you like the idea of anything that smells like makeup, I'm thinking, what's the lipstick fragrance from Juliette Has a Gun, Lipstick Fever, I believe. There's definitely kind of a little bit of a reminder of that fragrance in here, but more in the cherry direction. I think that one is more like raspberries, I believe. But it's quite nice. I would wear this one, not as much as the next fragrances. That's why I'm ranking this one as number 4. But if you guys like the idea of cherries, cherry blossom, flowers, and also the whole makeup thing, definitely check out Scarlet Rouge. I think it's a job well done. Alright, up next at number 3, it is Royal, this one right here. So these are fairly new fragrances. I've had them for a while and finally getting around to doing this video. This is a floral fruity fragrance. I like the way it smells. And if you're into the idea of peachy fragrances, this is definitely white peaches. It smells really delicious. Normally I'm not really into peachy fragrances, but this one was originally at number 5, but I moved it up to number 3 because it does really smell great and fruity. And I feel like this could be a great summer fragrance if you like the idea of flowers and fruits as well. But it's lots of white peach with rhubarb. There's Japanese peony, iris, there's ambroxan, precious woods, jasmine, grapefruit, pepper. A lot of stuff going on here, very citrusy. There's definitely some zing here. It's a bit tart. It's definitely sparkling. It's got this kind of like wake me up kind of a wake your senses up kind of a feel to it, because it's just very, very bright and happy kind of a fragrance. And the kind of notes in here are just the kind of notes that you would need if you've been kind of like droopy, sleepy kind of, or you're waking up in the morning, spritz some of this on, and man, it'll wake you up, because that's what it is. It's very, very happy. It's very exciting, uplifting, and a great fresh fragrance with the fruits and also the flowers. There's definitely tartness there if I didn't mention that already, and I believe the rhubarb in here kind of gives me that kind of tart feel to the fragrance. So it's Royal at number 3. That's definitely really fun. Alright, up next at number 2, it's Seta. So Seta is an amber, and the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is also an amber. They're totally different ambers, but in the end, when their kind of like signature is kind of like removed, they kind of end up being similar ambers. But once again, this is definitely an amber fragrance. This is more straightforward amber, whereas the other one kind of focuses on a note. For me also, this name Seta, I don't know where they get it, but it's kind of a name in my culture. It's a woman's name. So I wonder if that's what they had going for this one, but either way, it's got notes of vanilla with sandalwood, benzoin, myrrh, amber, saffron, lemons, ylang ylang, bergamot. So there's definitely the presence of citruses here. I thought when I was reading the notes it might kind of go into the direction of Le Lion. It doesn't really go in that direction. It just has that bright freshness from the citruses, but mostly it's very, very dark resinous notes to create this amber. But it's definitely got the vanillic touches. It's got a creamy vibe in the dry down with the sandalwood, and of course you'll definitely notice the benzoin and the myrrh and the amber. But there's a little bit of a kind of a spicy leather touch from that saffron note. But this is a really great amber, and they're both, the next one is also a great amber. It's kind of tough to decide which one I'm going with, but of course number 1 is just a little better than this because of that special note that's in there that kind of gives me a reminder of another fragrance, but I'll tell you all about it. But number 2, Seta. Let me know if you've tried Seta from Moresque, from the Secret collection. And then finally, number 1 is Sol Batik, this one right here. This one's really, really good. This is my favorite from the bunch. It smells fantastic. I would wear this over and over again. Here's the reason why I would wear this over and over again. First of all, it reminds me of Kilian's intoxicated. I draw a blank there for a minute, but more in the amber direction, not as dry as the intoxicated, and that's more coffee and cardamom. And it also kind of lightly hints at also Mugler's Amen, but when it was really big and robust, not the current reformulated version. So if you like those fragrances, this is definitely one that you should try. For sure, you should try. But this to me goes more amber. Definitely you can experience the syrupy molassesy touches or the honey touches in this. But here's the key ingredient that really shines here. It's the cardamom. It's that note that kind of reminds me of intoxicated or Amen. This is a job well done. I love that about it. I've never experienced this kind of like reminder of Amen or intoxicated with the coffee and cardamom in an amber form, and I really love it because I love amber. I also love intoxicated and also loved the original Amen. Here we have it in amber form, as I said, but lots of cardamom. There's amber, there's vanilla, there's incense with patchouli, there's pink pepper, geranium, and bergamot. There's light freshness here, but mostly it's lots of spices, the pink pepper, and then also the geranium has some spiciness, a little mintiness, a bit rosiness. There's a bit of you know, earthy patchouli here. There's like a little woodiness about it, but the incense comes in, throws in light incensey smoke, but mostly for me, it's cardamom, amber, and vanilla. So delicious. This is definitely a top-notch release from this house. I absolutely love it. I love ambers, and I love the idea of wearing an ambery version of intoxicated or Amen. Do you guys know Sol Batik? Do let me know. Put a comment down so I can find out. I highly recommend you guys go try this one because it's really delicious. Anyway, Sol Batik is my #1 favorite secret collection fragrance from Moresque. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on these 6 fragrances from Moresque in their secret collection. Are you familiar with this house? Do you know the fragrances? Which one of the fragrances do you enjoy the most? Are there any other fragrances in this collection? I think there might be a few others, I can't remember now, but they have a whole other collection of fragrances. And when I first discovered the brand in Spain at the Spanish department store, I forgot the name of it right now, it was these kind of like cute little colorful bottles that were put out there. This is a different collection, a less expensive collection than those fragrances. Perhaps I'll dig into those fragrances as well, but for now, definitely get your nose on Sol Batik, especially if you like intoxicated or Amen and you want an ambery version of it. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.